Greetings and salutations, friends, and welcome back to another episode of Stamford Bridge. With YouTube's new inexplicably updated UI, so I barely know if anything's working anymore, but I'm assuming it's functional.
Hello?
Maybe. I guess we'll find out in a few minutes. I will never understand YouTube's desire to randomly update their UI for no discernible reason, but oh well, such is life.
I haven't even noticed. Have they done that?
Yes, they've changed the stream thing at the back end. Listen, if you have like $100,000 worth of graphic designers on payroll doing absolutely nothing...
Well, I guess I've got to do something.
Indeed, they've got to do something. As today, we're going to have
Games Workshop keeps suing everyone. It's like, we've got all these lawyers. Okay, so, well, we're paying them to do fucking nothing. We'll get suing some content creators then.
Yeah.
But the only ones left are the ones who like us. I'm not going to repeat myself.
With all of them on retainer, you might as well. There's no reason not to, really.
Yeah, get suing someone. Fuck them. Good point, Games Workshop. Fuck those guys who like your product.
I even believe, oh yes, so the round of lawsuits they launched earlier, it did get partially settled earlier this month, with them being awarded a $10.2 million financial judgment from the U.S. court.
Against who, sorry?
This is against the 170 plus people they just found on Amazon.
Just randos on Amazon.
Yep.
Well, good job, Games Workshop. The future of Warhammer is secure. Those people moments away from taking your franchise down.
This part too is, so they had 170 plus successful suits, then I guess, against an original 280 sellers. So that means that something along the lines of 110 lawsuits were slapped down.
Yeah.
110 frivolous lawsuits, but oh, that's fine. What's the problem?
I just can't understand why they want to be deliberately evil. Again, it must just be, well, we've got the lawyers.
Yeah, why not?
Like, we're already paying them, so...
Why wouldn't we be deliberately evil if we have the power and the possibility to do so?
Heresy's the question.
Yeah, well,
Fire is the answer.
What else is there to be done?
What are you doing? Spending all your time not being deliberately evil? Loser.
We were going today to go through some of the little responses to last week's video, as there has been a few interesting ones.
Can I smell your feet?
And it's always nice to have a little bit of a dialogue on this subject with the audience, as, well, at the end of the day, they're the only ones whose opinions matter, at least until we become a giant, enormous billion-dollar corporation, and
Fire is the answer.
then they're irrelevant, I guess.
Well, no, then we're going to sue the shit out of them, Arch. Watch yourself, chat.
That is a good idea. I see no reason why we shouldn't do that.
Yeah, good point. Good point, Games Workshop.
Service guarantees citizenship.
I think this one is the favorite that I saw to begin with, largely because you have a person who puts out a very, I don't know what's going on, but I feel as if my politics are under threat tweet.
Oh, yes.
And the first response is a person further up on the progressive stack with the flag in the bio and everything going, shut up. I have found a part of your critique I don't like.
But also, I love this so much, right? It's like, why do you dislike Games Workshop? Predatory consumer practices, poor rule management, the stunt with trying to copyright the concept of Space Marines, faction favoritism, forgotten armies, fancy got axed, price hiking, model quality dropping, all things that we, Arch, have never spoken about.
Yeah, the issue is
I've only said they put black women and women and black people in my army of plastic soldiers.
Absolutely.
That is a problem. But it's not the only fucking problem. This isn't a dichotomy.
Well, the worst part is, like, ironically, all of this stems from this. Now, on a slightly larger level, because, being facetious, etc., but fancy getting axed. Okay, why did they do that? Well, because they figured they could earn more money from Warhammer Fantasy in space, which is Age of Sigmar.
Yeah.
Price hiking. Yeah, they don't care about you. You don't have any. You don't have the ability to affect them. You can complain about it all you want. It doesn't matter. Model quality dropping. Well, honestly, the model quality, if anything, has remained fairly solid. So.
Well, I know I don't agree with that actually. Right, like the new Blood Angels came out with like their weird square fucking muscles and stuff, and I was just like, this looks like shit. Generally, right? Generally, it's not that the quality of the model as a model has gone down. It's that the aesthetics of Warhammer are going down.
The design, yes.
Can I sell
Yeah.
your feet?
The model quality. I mean, don't get me wrong. The models technically are superb models, blah blah blah, but they look like shit, or a lot of them look like shit these days, and it's just like not feeling it.
Yes. And all of these things, they stem from a lack of care. GW doesn't give a shit anymore. They haven't for a very long time. And that is because they now have a greater reason, which is partially their politics and partially just being greedy, honestly. They don't need any of these things anymore. They can simply just pump out whatever sells. That's why they keep releasing Primaris Marines constantly.
Yeah, but it's one of those things. Surely this can't last forever, right?
Well, see, that's the thing. We all know exactly what the trajectory is right now, because we've seen it before. We've seen it with Disney. They're going to continue to be popular. They're going to get their show with Amazon, because right now they are beginning to enter the mainstream. They're beginning to breach into the normie sphere, which is inevitably going to see increasing sales as more and more people have no idea what this is. Goes like, oh, it's the popular thing.
Yeah.
Eventually, however, just like with Star Wars, they will forget what they're selling. And that will then cause people to abandon them. Because they're already forgetting what they're selling. They've already forgotten what Warhammer 40,000 is all about. Aesthetically, story-wise, lore-wise.
Yeah, thematically.
Yeah, like this isn't a mystery. We know the trajectory by now. But... like, I don't even know if it's a refusal to do anything about it, or if it's a lack of awareness, or I don't know. Like, because the fundamental thing is the reason why there are people complaining about even things like these and things like these is because 40K has lost its way, and it is primarily indeed due to shit like this. Like, even the sentence itself makes no sense. They put women and black people in my army of plastic soldiers. Correct. They put women and black people in an army of grey plastic soldiers. The skin color literally has no bearing on this conversation whatsoever. You can paint them whatever the fuck shade you wish.
Yeah. The point is, why are they doing that? It's because they don't give a shit about the property.
Yes. And further, in my army of plastic soldiers, like, okay, so the real fan position is... my army of plastic soldiers which don't matter. These two positions...
They're just plastic soldiers, bro.
Yeah, they defeat one another. It's like real fans. We care about this. Your point is plastic soldiers.
Just plastic soldiers, I thought, right up until literally the point where I point that out. And you go, no, they're not. It's like, yeah, they are. To you, you've just said they're just plastic soldiers. Got it. Understood. There's no great myth or fantasy that we're playing out here. Just plastic soldiers, bro.
Yeah. It's a very, very silly little position. And again, I do love the fact that they, far from being able to identify my arguments, their own side can't identify their own arguments now. Oh, such stupid nonsense.
The point is, though, I mean, if you look at all of these things, they all stem from the same problem, which normally one would argue would be something the left would care about. And it's just a desire to rampantly exploit the remaining consumer base. They don't care. They don't care. Like, why are they trying to copyright Space Marines? Because they want to make sure they make more money.
Trick or
Why are they
treat.
engaging in
Sell your
predatory
feet.
consumer practices? Because they're trying to make more money. Why is the model quality dropping? Because they don't care and they're trying to make more money. Why does their game fucking suck? Because they don't care. They just want your money. Like, and, like it's like they don't care about their own actual product. Like the integrity of the thing that they have been the custodians of for 40 fucking years. The people in charge now just don't care about it. And that's why they want to put women and black people in, well, not even the black people thing. I don't think that's an issue at all. I've not seen anyone complaining about that. But the female space marines is obviously what they're talking about. And that's just another aspect of they don't care about the thing.
Yeah. Again, like, the entire black thing is literally just okay, why are you doing this? Is it because it makes sense or because you're pushing politics? 9 out of 10 times in Games Workshop right now, it's the latter. I even did a video explaining this, like, okay, listen, there's nothing weird with black people in the Ultramarines. 500 worlds, there's going to be one out there with majority black population. That's fine. The question then is,
Just,
why did you suddenly do that?
Like on Earth, these worlds will have different, like, climates.
Yes.
And, okay, yeah, who cares if there are black people in the Ultramarines, man? Fucking hell.
Yeah, but again, like, the reason why it's pointed out is like, okay, why is this happening? Is it political? Probably. And now, there was a lovely tweet, I don't know if I have it here around here, where somebody pointed out that the recent Black Library releases, they were just women and black people and people of colors on all of the covers. And it just looks like parody. Because again, we're not pulling this out of our ass. We're not going like, oh, this might be a problem. No, we've seen this before. We know the trajectory. And now we're in the period where like every cover has a woman on it. Every color has the people of color on it. We've got black space wolves now because we know.
And that's the point, right? So, like, okay, Black Ultramarine, yeah, sure, I could accept a Black Ultramarine. Why not, right? But Fenris,
Ignorant
that's an ice
slut.
planet. How does that work?
Oh, yeah.
Don't care about the law.
Right,
Don't care about the law. Who cares?
On the front page of Black Library, right? Scroll past it now because you reload. Let's see here. So top of it, mixed gender, Imperial Guard Regiment, black woman front and center, black commissar, Asian woman there. Right underneath it, black Alpha Legionnaire. Like, again, this we know the fucking trajectory. None of this is a mystery. You start with one and go like, oh, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean anything is being taken over. 2 years later.
Do you think this is our first fucking day in the culture war?
Exactly. Like, it's so idiotic. And the Alpha Legion 2 is the dumbest thing. As we know, canonically, literally all of them are intended to be clones of their Primarch to hide his very existence. But here's a guy with dreads and black skin like, I'm Alfarius, guys.
Well, I'm persuaded.
It's just idiocy. It's just pretending to not understand what's going on. That's all.
And it's pretending to not understand because they're happy with the direction it's going in. And it's exactly as you say in your video. It's because of the disunity of the community, because of identity politics, that Games Workshop can just carry on making the product shit. Like the organized minority and the community voices, which are meant to be representative of the actual, like, true, like, core user base, are not actually doing their job as the fourth estate.
Yes, because, okay, the reason why I even made the video to begin with was basically to start a long campaign with this shit, because what we need is to rebuild a form of consumer criticism about the content creators, because this is something that has lapsed. The assumption was that YouTubers were independent entities, that they were just normal people like you and me and regular guys, and they would give you the reality as they saw it without any other agenda. there was an assumption that if that trust was broken, that it would be a serious violation of trust, and that you would then have people basically curating the community by moving away from the individuals who weren't serving their best interest. This assumption has been proven largely incorrect, especially today, as I assume you saw the Streamer Awards where they were making jokes about Hassan zapping his dog and everybody was laughing.
I did not see that, no.
You didn't? Oh.
No.
Because we've now entered a period where content creators can get away with just about anything.
Are you
Frankly.
ready to wreck this yellow mare's fluttery,
It happened to be
buttery
Hassan
butt?
zapping his fucking dog.
So this one's a beautiful example. So on the Streamer Awards, a woman comes up and starts making jokes about Hassan zapping his dog. Animal abuse. Everybody laughs. Because these people don't share your morality. You see this and you go, oh, well, that's animal abuse. The normies are going to be terrified. No. You don't understand. They aren't worried. They know they're
just laughing about it. It's just funny, bro.
Yes.
It's funny that I was torturing my dog for like fucking hell, son.
Yeah, and they're all laughing because they all know they establish reality right now. These are the new media moguls of our current day.
Service guarantees citizenship.
It was the same thing with the Wash thing. People are like, oh, he's done now. And I'm like, nope, he's not. Same with Hassan. Like, oh, the normies will rebel. Like, no, they won't.
And you mentioned a minute ago, sort of like it was assumed that the content creators would be looking out for the best interests of the game because that's what they do, right? They're focused on the game. But as you've shown, that's not true. If the content creators have got an interest above the game that they want to promote, such as social justice or whatever you want to call it, well, then they'll do that. And if Games Workshop says, yeah, no, we're totally for it, check out these woke black women space marines, then the fucking sheep fall into line and they don't even complain about the fucking price hikes or any of the other problems. They just spend their energy owning the chuds. Look, chuds, it's fine, it's normal, you're just chuds. It's like, okay, but Games Workshop's still ripping you the fuck off.
Yeah, and again, like, even the complaints about, like, the prices, I don't even care. Like, if your leading critique of GW is that they're price gouging you, like, okay, that has been the reality since their inception.
I was literally gonna say that. It's like, look, right. Start with, welcome to the hobby.
Yes.
Secondly, just seriously, like as we talk, I'm currently painting a Lord of Change that cost me £105. Okay, so just and it's literally like a pound of plastic, if that. So fuck off, right? I'm well aware of the prices. But the thing is, on the prices one, I think is actually the weakest argument, right? Because like the Games Workshop can always say, well, look, this is a luxury hobby and you're paying for art. You're paying for something genuinely special. And what's a Warhammer hobbyist going to say? No, it's not genuinely. Yes, it is. You know it is. And so you're paying not for the plastic, you're paying for the art of it. And that's honestly the best argument they have. It's like, yeah, no, it's the prices, not great, obviously, but it's a kind of one of a kind thing. And you love the game, so you pay the prices. It's just the way that the world works, I'm not even like the prices are not even the big deal for me. For me, it's the quality. And it's the quality of the actual game itself, because I don't bother with the lore. I never spend any time reading the lore books. I play the fucking game, or at least I try to when I can get the time. And so if the game itself is fucking bollocks, which it is, everyone hates 10th edition, man. Everyone fucking hates 10th edition. And it's not that it's, 9th was any better. It's just 9th wasn't a bad game. It was just complicated. Really fucking complicated. You need like a degree in it to understand it. 10th is just boring. 10th is just everyone's basically the same now, so enjoy it. It's like, oh no, that's worse than 9th. At least in 9th, if I put in enough hours studying, I could enjoy it.
Yep. Also, I do love some of these quote tweets, because, this is exactly the thing. A common leftist debate tactic is constructing hypothetical with 0.001% chance of happening. Yeah.
Here's a hypothetical no one cares about. Yeah, good point. That never happens.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a silly thing. And again, like, we do, I understand that's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take a very long period of time, but we do need to begin building a critical consumer base. Again, that's where all of this begins.
Just a quick thing on that, right? Like, I want to return to the point about the woke players literally being led by the nose by GW against us. And it's like, listen, right? Let's just assume we concede all of your fucking points about us being anti-woke, right? Why are you still going on about us and not GW? Like, GW is the power. If you want to do power dynamics analysis, like, we're just chuds on the internet complaining about things, and yet you waste all of your energy fighting us rather than raising the salience of issues that GW is taking for granted you won't pay attention to.
Ignorant slut.
Now, this is one of my favorite content creators is Discourse Minis. And I realize that she is insanely woke, right? I realize this, but I don't care at all because her videos are spectacular, absolutely spectacular from the position of consumer advocacy. Right? She doesn't spend all of her time going on about the chuds. She spends her time going on about genuine things that the consumers will actually have a problem with. And as such, her videos, they do great, and she is really getting the point across. And it's like, I'm not going to, I could, if I were a woke content creator, I would now be on about to go, yeah, but she's a fascist or a communist, blah, 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 spurging about woke bullshit. But it's just not relevant because she's not bringing it up.
Yeah.
That's what the woke community needs to be like.
There it is. But instead, we get this, which I think is a brilliant example of one of the primary points of tourism in 40k. So, Warhammer Patriots raising the banner of victory, the Warhammer is for everyone, which was indeed the company more or less just going like, okay, yeah, we are on your side. We will reaffirm your positions and your points. This is our declarations of loyalty.
Yeah. And this is you pledging your fealty to Games Workshop to never criticize them. As long as the chuds exist, I stand by Warhammer no matter what they fucking do.
Yeah. But then you see the profile. So, Palestine flag, 28 she-her new Assyriani enjoyer, Soulblight and Funnel Guy appreciated, United Craftful Revolutionary Front Funder, Socialist. We have one mention of Warhammer there, which is the new word for Eldar that nobody fucking uses, Assyriani. The only reason GW invented the Assur was because they were like, oh, well, this is more trademarkable.
Yeah.
And a mention of a craft world, but only in the context of politics. This is the perfect example of a tourist. They bring up a thing from the thing they're trying to infiltrate, don't even get it right, do something recent that nobody else likes, and the rest is just politics.
But this is exactly what GW wants out of the content creators. Just shut your fucking mouths, talk about your irrelevant real-world politics, and let us get on with being an evil blood-sucking corporation. Like, has this person even complained about them suing 200 content creators?
I wouldn't know, but like, the thing is, too, it's also about effectiveness, right? At the end of the day, everybody's tried complaining about Games Workshop. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work. And there's no reasonable assumption of it being effective. The corporation is too large at this point. It is going in a trajectory that we all recognize. Complaining about their prices isn't going to do anything. If you want to fix Games Workshop, what you need is a stick. You need something with which to beat them. You need some form to shame them into carrying out your actions. And this is where we must, again, accede the point that the left has understood better than us. How did they get something like this in the game? Well, we know now. It's because one of their activists entered the company, Tom Mendelsohn, and started pushing for this internally. They use a politic as a cudgel to get through the changes they want to see made.
That's true.
And we had the opportunity to do this. Like, we had the opportunity to seize the political power over GW with the whole Tom Mendelsohn situation. The guy who started making jokes about Charlie Kirk as a GW employee.
Yeah.
And the only thing any content creator would have needed to do to gain a stick with which to force GW to accede to virtually every point they would want to make in association with it was to say, I don't think you should kill conservatives.
Yeah. But a bunch of the leftists do think you should, so...
Yeah. And that was, in fact, too much to ask.
Yeah.
No, nobody commented on that. That was by far the biggest drama in 40K that year by a metric mile. No question about it. But nobody talked about it. And this also goes to the thing where the majority of people who critique 40K via prices and stuff, they only do it because it's safe. They know GW doesn't care. GW doesn't give a shit if you whine about their prices. It's utterly irrelevant to them. They're not going to stop sending you free shit because of that. In fact, GW understands that this is you basically nodding to the camera and going, listen, I'm still on your side, guys. Listen, I'm not a complete corporate stooge. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of free stuff from them, but I say this, I say the words.
Literally shrugging their shoulders and being like, guys, I wish they'd lower their prices. Well, they're not fucking going to, are they, bro?
Whereas something like the Tom Mendelsohn thing, this is a thing that actually embarrasses the company. This is something that could actually damage them, and so nobody goes near it, because they recognize, oh, this is something that'll get me taken off the good boy list.
It's the sort of thing that literally could blow up into, the Daily Mail or fucking the New York Post writing articles about, and hit the normie sphere. Games Workshop laugh at Charlie Kirk's death. That's a shit show that Games Workshop definitely doesn't need, definitely doesn't want. And so if anyone wanted to really get some leverage over GW, now would be the time to do it. Nope. Too busy owning the chuds. Owning the chuds, bro.
And again, all it would require is to say, you shouldn't murder your political opponent. But it was too much to ask.
Yep. Completely uncontroversial.
And there has been a lot of people who have had very good and constructive takes on the video as well. As I do think a lot of people misunderstand it as like trying to attack a specific creator. And that's not the thing. Like, I'm not trying to attack a content creator. I'm attacking the way they do things and the claims they make.
I'm attacking every content creator.
Yes, literally, yes. Because it's the thing where if your primary incentive in doing this is just your own money, then okay, that's fine and fair. Grifting is a time-honored tradition by now.
Yeah. Just come out and say I'm a rabid capitalist, mate. It's fine. Totally respect it.
But the problem I have is when they then also claim like, oh no, I really love 40K and I'll do anything to fix it. Like, no, you won't.
I made you kill. Calm down. Sorry.
You are a shill and you'll just have to embrace it. But this one was very good, and I kind of want to go through this one before we take a brief little break to catch up with some of the super chats. Also, remember to like the stream, chat, lazy little bastards.
Like, comment, and subscribe, chat.
Yep, and then click the bell and activate it in the back end, and the other 75 things that YouTube require you to do now.
God, it's so weird, isn't it?
I miss the days of just there's a subscribe button. That's all you need.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
Easier fucking times. But yes, so this is going to be a long read. But appreciate it. People did read it. If I use you for our treating arts. I don't care if I go one if I step my own way through the Minefield Archery's video. I have one question. Arch has been here for a long time, and he knows better and worse for a reason. Feared by GW for a reason. Petty insults of him do not work, noise fans, as I'm sure many know. Yes, I mean, we've built our own ecosystem by now, a long time ago.
Yes, Arch's audience is based, and that's good.
Do you want to make an impact against him, proving wrong? Shut up. Do it. Correct what he says. Don't attack him, because as you can tell, that doesn't work anymore. No amount of he's an istophobe will hit him or silence him, but argue his points. Say that no Warhammer isn't sanded down. Here's why. And you may do something, and that's the thing. I guarantee you.
They can't do that. They can't do that. No one would believe it.
Exactly. Like, I guarantee you, several of the content creators I mentioned started videos going like, oh, I'm gonna debunk this. And they get to the point where I'm like, okay, listen, I'm going to describe your position to you now. You believe Warhammer's getting worse. You believe politics shouldn't be in 40k. And all of them are like, well, yes, that's true, but I'm not doing anything to fix any of that.
But that's what we fucking believe as well.
Yes,
That's
but we are
the
doing
only
something
argument
about
we've
it.
ever made. That's literally the only argument we've ever fucking made.
But again, they can't argue against it. They all believe these things. They're not willing to actually do the things required to act upon it. Now, personally, I think despite the aggressive stance towards other creators, I think he is right. GW isn't the same, Warhammer isn't the same, it's been getting worse in many ways, sand down for a wider audience than others, and this constant toxic positivity, looking at it from the content creators community, doesn't help. No. It's the only reason why GW can get away with it. Like, many corporations, GW included, and you will have noticed this with many recent entertainment properties as well, where around the launch of, say, the recent Superman, the internet was full of positive coverage that all died down, completely disappeared, about a month after the movie's release.
The new Predator film is a great example of that.
Yes.
Where they're like, oh, look, it's finally woke Predator, basically. And then the second it's out and it's over, no one cares, no one talks about it, and no one's defending it anymore.
Yeah. This is the new marketing. Companies have understood that the best way to protect themselves is to get to the content creators, to make it appear as if there is grassroots movement and support for a thing.
We will lead the opposition ourselves.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do know, like, the aggressive stance, that was one of the things I debated about, because a part of me was like, okay, maybe I should make an entreaties to do better. But I'm like, oh, no, it's never going to work. It is never going to work, because my only position is, listen, if you want things to get better, you will have to risk something. You will have to risk being controversial. You will have to risk your paycheck from the company. And I know they won't do it.
The thing is, these guys already hate you anyway, so, you know, they've turned off their brains a long time ago.
Yes. And this wraps it up. I want good Warhammer, even if it means not as many people enjoy it. I want quality, not quantity. I am happy many can enjoy it, but I know it could be a better media. It was a better media. And the thing is, the two are not mutually exclusive. Better Warhammer and loads of people enjoying it are not mutually exclusive positions.
I mean, Warhammer's always been huge. It's always been huge. Like, you know, even when I was a kid, Warhammer was fucking huge.
Yes.
You know, and it was, you know, this was 30 years ago. It's still popular. And it was, you know, it was never a problem finding people who wanted to play Warhammer. It was never a problem. And moreover, it's again the myth of the wider audience, isn't it? It's like, look, if we just make it rubbish, then loads of people want to play it. It's like, well, no. What you've done is taken something that was very niche, but popular in its niche, and made it unpopular in its niche.
Yes.
That's it. It's you know, you haven't made it better or, you know, more broadly liked. You've just made it disliked by those people who did like it.
Yeah. And so this came in response to this, which was, so Norn Kill Queen could only stomach a bit of the video, but it sounded like non-stop whining others wouldn't get behind his most recent call for drama. And yeah, that is correct. I'm literally saying, here's a big thing that happens. This is the stick with which to beat Warhammer. Do you condemn murder of conservatives? That's all you need to do. And she goes, no, that's just complaining, and I won't do it. Okay.
I won't complain. A, you're a woman,
yeah.
so I don't believe that for a fucking second.
Well, she will
B,
complain about me complaining, because that really is what it boils down to. It's like, listen, 40K is getting worse. We got to do something about it. And she's like, oh, well, why are you complaining? Well, because I like 40K.
Precisely the kind of person who's completely captured by Games Workshop, being like, yeah, Warhammer's for everyone, and these guys are chuds. It's like, okay, if you allow them to do this to you, and you allow them to be led, you allow yourself to be led by the nose against Arch or the chuds because you're just ridiculously anti-chud, then nothing. I mean, you literally say, "I won't complain." Oh, okay.
Yes, I will continue to uncritically consume, so long as GW puts out product. And that's it. Like, okay, that is the definition of the normie audience right there. The person who will consume because popular, and the moment it's no longer popular, will drop it.
As long as it owns the chuds, she doesn't care. It's like, wow, that's a really, really narrow-minded position. Like, I wouldn't like that for anything, because that means that you're like, what if the chuds will go, yeah, you know what, Warhammer's over, bro. It's done. We're going to go play something else. Well, you were playing it to own the chuds. You weren't playing it because you loved it. You were playing it because Games Workshop was getting you to own the chuds. And you were like, yeah, I really want to own the chuds. So, okay, but now the chuds have gone somewhere else. What are you going to do? Well, you have to abandon Warhammer 2.
Yes. Because this is not a position that does anything to fix 40K. It's not something that will give it longevity or allow it to continue. It's simply just, I will keep getting your product, and I will complain about people complaining about it.
It's literally a position that's based in resentment and spite. That's all it is. It's not based in love of the thing. You know, we're all here for love of the game, not because we fucking hate the other team. I didn't want these guys in Warhammer to start with. You know what I mean? As far as I'm concerned, they can fuck off. But I'm not expecting them to fuck off until we fuck off.
Through a few of the supers as well, before we get too far behind. Valemio, your video reminded me of how Legend of Total War was treated by CA. Be an unquestioning shill. Okay, tell them to fix the broken game. Persona non grata. Yep. Legend of Total War was absolutely an excellent example of that, where he was he is actually a perfect example, because to begin with, he was very critical of Creative Assembly on every level, and he was out in the cold. They didn't talk to him, they didn't give him an invitation, they didn't give him access. Then he shut up, he played the good boy, suddenly he was back into the warmth. He was given access again. It proves that they don't care about that he is doing it. They don't care about that it's him. They care about his position and his stance. And the moment they had an opportunity to buy him, they did. But Legend was a person of principle. He did that, holding his tongue, going like, okay, I'm doing this for the YouTube. I want a career. I want a channel. I need the coverage, access. And then he couldn't bear it. It was too much. They asked him to sacrifice too many things. They asked him to keep his tongue on too many things. And he started speaking out again. Yet again, coverage access revoked. Which is why he eventually just abandoned Total War. It's like, no, I can't be in this setting anymore. And I get it. And he also dropped a lot of docs and proof on just going like, listen, all of these people are shills. All of these people are paid by Creative Assembly. They have job listings there. They have payment slips. The reason why they won't tell you anything negative is because they are actually marketing arms of Creative Assembly. Mm-hmm. Creative Assembly have conquered the creator community in the same way that GW has. They have understood how they can turn their opposition into, as you say, their marketing arm.
I mean, don't get me wrong, diabolical genius.
Yes.
I'm not going to deny it. Yeah.
And again, I think, what was it? Lawmass? Oh, yeah, there's a chat. Lawmass of Sotek was the guy who was revealed to literally have been on CA's payroll for this. And again, like, this is why we need to begin building some consumer consciousness again, because he received very little actual backlash for that. I would have thought that would just destroy your internet presence outright, honestly.
Why would you watch my videos on it if I was being paid by those guys?
Yeah.
What would be the point? I'm literally just going to give you the PR regime approved talking point.
Yeah, it seems utterly pointless at that point. Valimir, also Art and Sargon. If you're ever in Poland, check out the Warsaw Uprising Museum. It's quite an experience. I would imagine it is, yes. Eric, just rustics you were, and rustics you are still. You will remain in bondage, not as before, but incomparably harsher. What is your pension of Richard II?
Trick or treat. Can I smell your feet?
Sounds like an Englishman. I don't know if I have an opinion on Englishman, other than that he was probably part of the
Richard
Norman
II.
line, which means he was probably Norwegian.
Yeah. Possibly.
In which case, he was based. Implies.
Let me double check this. I'm pretty sure he wasn't. Yeah, he faced the Peasants' Revolt and things like that. Youngest son of Edward the Black Prince. He was deposed. He wasn't one of our great ones, I'm afraid.
Deposed. Yeah, that's pretty weak. Yeah, that's pretty weak. Being overthrown by a peasant revolt is not good.
No, he didn't get overthrown by the Peasant Revolt. He got deposed later on in his life.
Dragon Master Outcast. Good morning, Arthur Sargon. I got a recommendation for you. And then doesn't say anything else. Thanks.
That's so Giga Chat. Walks in. I have a recommendation for you. Leaves. Doesn't explain himself. Sorry, God, that's so funny though.
Maybe later.
Like flexes on us. I have a recommendation for you, but you're not worthy of it. Leaves.
Maranga 2. Money for the Bolt Action Digital Wargame Fund for when it releases with Lumi. Bolt Action Digital Wargame.
Have you not heard about this?
No.
Oh, Bolt Action are doing what our Games Workshop were too afraid to do, and are just making a digital version of their game.
Bolt Action. Oh, it's being made by
Guaranteed
Slytherin.
citizenship.
Yeah. So aren't they the guys the Company of Heroes?
No, Slytherin is more of a niche like strategy game developer. Okay. Well, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, this is really interesting because what it'll do is basically prove or destroy the GW thesis on producing a video game of the property, right? It's like, if we just do a computer game Warhammer, will it, destroy the sales of Warhammer? Well, let's have a look at what happens with the Bolt Action one.
Well, that's the thing, because they do have a partial point in scarcity. If people love your game and you force them to play a certain way, okay, you're going to see an increase in people playing the game that certain way. Inescapable. But it's also just the simple fact that it's really difficult to playing Warhammer with somebody who isn't like a couple hours drive away at most.
Well, the question is, is it going to replace people's playing habits, right?
Uh-huh.
As in, will people stop playing tabletop Warhammer or tabletop Bolt Action in order to play the computer game? And I'm of the opinion they probably won't. I don't think that people playing
I
bolt
have
action are
lost.
suddenly going to stop
Shit.
playing bolt action because they got access to the computer game. I think what actually will happen is it'll just be different times and places in which they play the game, right? So when they're at home on their own, they'll boot up the computer, play a couple of games on bolt action, then go to bed, go to work the next day. And yet still on like, Friday evening or whatever their wargaming time is, they'll go out and play their bolt action. They'll still order bolt action figures. They'll still paint them, blah, blah, blah. I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. And honestly, like the audience size you have access to on PC is just going to be so much more massive anyways.
Yeah, exactly. So not only do I think it's not going to cut in to the tabletop, I think it will expand it by making people like bolt action and go, oh, maybe I'll check out what this tabletop thing is. So-and-so was talking about it the other day.
Yeah, I look forward to checking that out then.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the social experiment being run.
Dragon Outcast. Oh, now we get our recommendation, I hope. Not for broadcast. It's about you working as a live news editor, cutting flubs and swears, fixing the broadcast signals, and enforcing the government Big Brother censorship policy, or subverting them. It's a fun indie game with solid writing, all done with FMVs. Interesting. Not for broadcast, eh? That is kind of neat. Yeah, I'll have a look at that. It's into the list. River Norse, Sargon, bloody heavy butt seller, round table today. What is that sentence?
Thank you. Right, so on Load Seaters, we do roundtable discussions behind the paywall, where we can actually say what we really mean. And today's one, we did it on the grooming gangs in Britain, because there have been, there's a website called Open Justice who have been crowdfunding to pay, because you've got to buy the court transcripts of the groom gang trials. And so they very rarely make it into the public domain. So they've just been crowdfunding to buy them and putting them up on this website. And fucking hell, they're brutal. They're just so brutal. Just not for the faint of heart. And we decided we'd go through them because we're masochistic and we feel it had to be done. And it was just awful. But again, the information is there. So
Imagine, yes.
I have lost. Shit.
Knight's Shroud, I don't think you mentioned them in your Parasite video, but what are your thoughts on Poorhammer? What camp do they belong to? I don't know them. That's why I didn't mention them, because I don't know about them.
Are you ready to rut this yellow mare's
Paul
fluttery,
Hammer?
buttery
it's a
butt?
YouTube channel, is it?
I assume so. But yeah, my position is quite simple. Like, listen, you've got to recognize that 40k has become politicized. We have the names of the people who politicized 40k, and we know why they did it. They've told us deliberately that it's for political reasons, and that they were actively carrying out activist organizations and actions within the company for their politics, which is obviously left-wing progressivism. You have to recognize that that is the fact. You have to recognize that 40k is a player in the culture war, and you have to approach it from that perspective. Because no matter how little you want to talk about politics, how little you want to make it about the hobby, etc., I sympathize. That was my position as well, but it's not going to help. We know it's not going to help. Ignoring the political cancer growing within your setting has not, at any fucking point ever, halted it.
No, I mean, it's literally goes back as far as Pericles. You might not be interested in politics, but politics is interested in you.
Yeah. And so when something enormous like that happens, when a GW employee is unveiled is actually cheering on the assassination of a conservative, I expect you to cover it. It doesn't seem too much to ask, but as demonstrated.
Yeah.
Marcelo Frigo. If a new Primarch does not get released in the next 1 to 2 years, they will not get released in the next 5. I mean, 2 Primarchs are already too much.
Yeah. I don't even mind the concept of the Primarchs coming back. I think it's all right, but when it's like with the Marvel fucking movies. It's like, look, if this is all it's going to be,
then, well,
if
I don't like the
it's just
Marvelization
boring.
of 40k.
Yeah, and I'm not a fan of it at all.
Marine Elva, have you seen the McDonald's Christmas ad? I have seen it, and I mean it doesn't look terrible. It looks technically competent, but I don't think that McDonald's, a God only knows how many $1 trillion corporation, should be using AI for its ads.
I can't believe that more people aren't concerned about the actual message that was contained in the ads, though. Christmas, the worst time of the year. No, what are you talking about? No, it's not. It's the fucking best time of the year. Like, that's a horrible message. Everyone got really hung up on the AIs. I don't give a shit about the AI, bro.
I'm presuming it was tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah, it was meant to be. But, like, I'm sorry, it's just a horrible message, and I didn't appreciate it at all. Christmas is not the worst time of the year. Fuck off.
Fair enough. Roy King, I miss 5th edition Imperial Guard. Don't we all? Rubble Legs, we was Alfarius and shit. We was Space Wolves and shit. Yes.
Shit.
We was all the things. Marine Alva, Northern Exile did a video ripping on GW 50th. Oh yeah, they did an anniversary thing recently, didn't they?
I've seen that.
Warren 40k blacked and fallen against Slanesh. Sad. It is sad, but we've seen it before. We'll see it again, I guess. Marek Zelinsky, GW, we just got the woke bug. It did not sting yet, and we did not even start to scratch. Dreadnought Logan Arch, I've been with you since the first Halflings. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Edward Bailey, show us the model, Carl. Show us the model.
No, it's not done yet. The problem is the process is being trusted at the moment, which means that halfway through you can't see it. You can't fucking see it. Because I'm busy trusting the process really fucking hard right now, and I'm not happy with the results. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to power through it and trust that at the end of it it'll look okay.
Sargon Head, what are you on Sargon? The molds are ass and a decade behind every other company. It's a depreciating asset. Tiny tier slop.
What? Say again?
The model's quality, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think they're. I think they're bad. Why? What's he think I said?
The opposite, I suppose.
Oh well, no, I mean like. Okay, no. So the crispness of the designs is very good, right? I've painted lots of different things. Like they're way better than like the Catalyst Battletech miniatures, for example. You know, they're better to paint as a model. But I think that it's the designs that are getting worse. Like I just don't think the designs are any good. And I've noticed this as well, right? So I follow GW on Facebook and Twitter and wherever. So I see all the new releases, and it's always the same fucking thing. It's always people like, well, it's okay. It could have been worse. You know, we should be okay with it because it's not bad. It's just not great. It's like, yeah, why is it that GW, their only job is producing fucking Warhammer miniatures, and everyone's like, it's okay. It's like, sorry, how are you not blowing everyone's fucking socks off? All you do is make miniatures. Like, all you do is make fucking miniatures. And everyone's just like, meh, it's okay. Doesn't look terrible. Like, everyone's looking for it to be shit. And they're mildly pleased when it's just not shit. No one's blown it. And the only things that are blowing people away are the Warhammer Fantasy fucking ones, the Age of Sigmar ones, whatever it is. Like, everyone's actually like, wow, that's a great model. It's like, yeah, why aren't these coming up for Warhammer 40k? Why is it only Age of Sigmar that gets the nice fucking models?
Because
Are
they're
you ready to rut this yellow mare
desperate for somebody to like Age of Sigmar.
Yeah, they've put the people with any talent on that fucking production line or whatever. And it's like, okay, bro, we'll just sit here and in 40k, your flagship fucking product, and just get shit after shit after shit, will we? Brilliant.
Dreadnought Logan, I'll
Service
follow
guarantee
you on this
citizenship.
crusade. Lead the way. Oh, it's going to be a long fucking. Okay, I am entirely intent on trying to do this thing now, but it's going to take years to begin to try and get people to go. I don't know. It's okay to expect standards from content creators. It's okay to expect them to have an effect. They're not just randos in their basement anymore. This is a career. These people have influence. In fact, they're the only ones who have influence. Like the content
Called
creators.
influencers.
Yeah,
They're
influencers.
called
yes.
influencers. They're literally called them.
Yep. They are the only ones who can affect this hobby. The company doesn't listen. The companies have never listened. There is not a single example in fucking human history of a company listening to individuals. They listen to groups, and the content creators are the personifications and representatives of those groups.
Yep. Completely correct.
The Metal Man. Funny thing is, most Warhammer ran away to Blue Sky because they got so much backlash what they did to people before Elon Musk bought Twitter. Now, most of them are Indian or have 10 alt accounts.
Well, there we go.
Blue Sky, the platform only being kept alive now by EU decree.
Basically.
Sandum, tell them about per capita. Hate mace.
You know what? At the risk of being unpopular, I didn't think episode 4 was that great.
Yeah, 4 was mediocre, but it was also just a
I enjoyed
Christmas
it,
special, so I'm like, okay, I'm fine with it.
Yeah. I'm not saying I didn't enjoy it, but like episodes 1 to 3, I thought were fucking bangers.
Yes. It didn't have quite the same slappage.
Correct.
But it's a Christmas special. I'm fine with it. I'm not going to complain too loudly.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's not that I didn't watch it. I've watched it twice, but like, you know, it's not that I didn't enjoy it, but it wasn't as good.
Yes. Plus, see, that's the thing too. I keep saying, like, the content creators have a responsibility to try and be effective in what they do. And the Flash Kit lads, they are doing just that. They're making good entertainment. They're rallying the community around making it. And they're also very obviously and avowedly on our side. They have made absolutely no attempts to hide that whatsoever. And there's the thing. You don't even need to state it obviously. If you can simply make counterculture popular, that is good. The Flash Kits are doing more to save 40k than any number of Valrax or Kirioths out there.
Oh, yeah.
Etaxalo, as a self-identified tourist in Warhammer, Lord is cool. How crazy did the leftists get this time? I hope they didn't touch the boys. They're the only ones having fun in that universe. I tell you, at this point, I cannot wait for female Space Marines.
Yeah, no, I'm in favor.
Yep. Just rip off the bandage, kill off the last fucking hope. Let's just get going and let's see everyone argue how this isn't somehow an absolute disaster.
Ignorant slut.
Yeah. And no, I want female Space Marines front and center. I want the next, 11th edition box art. It's female Space Marines fighting orcs. Sell, boys, sell. Let's see how many of these get bought. Like, there are a couple of dudes who run a game store in Canada. I can't remember the name of their channel now, but I'm subscribed to it, and it'll pop up in my recommended every now and again. And I'll watch them talking about like the sales of certain things. And if they were to put a female Space Marines thing front and center, it'd bomb. It would absolutely fucking bomb. And so I'm all for it. Let them fucking take an L.
Yep, I am happily accelerationist on this right now. Go on.
Yeah.
Bring it front and center. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, if they won't listen to us, then it's like, okay, well then go for it.
A B in 2PY. Hey, Arch Trends Crusade is a dumpster fire, but there is Conflict 47. Somewhat similar concept, but so much better, amazing models. I have seen a couple things of it, but I never really looked into it properly. I might have to. Midra Lost Odyssey was a 2008 JRPG that helped inspire Claire Obscura. You would think of Enslaved Odyssey of the West. Listen, all of these games have similar names now. I can't be expected to know them apart. Vladimir Dragunov, Space King 4 reaction when? Already did it. Did it on my Kick channel as a Kick exclusive because YouTube is gay. Simple as. Oh, that's interesting.
Go on.
Oh no, I looked up because they released a book recently about the Ashes of the Imperium, where I think they had the first female custodies. So first of all, the customer reviews are not very favorable here.
This is the one with the female custodies.
Yes, it is.
Can we have a look at the 5-star reviews?
Shift that a little bit. So, 40% star reviews, 38% 1 star, 16% 1 star, 3% 16 star. But you notice, I clicked on the 1-star reviews, right? No reviews match your current selection.
Thought 28% of them would.
Yeah. Apparently they just
5-star?
They just don't exist there. That's intriguing.
Look it up on my own, actually.
But the 5-star account, those load just fine.
Oh, really?
Are you ready to rut this yellow
Amazing.
mare's fluttery
Wow.
buttery butt?
How unusual.
Yeah, look at that. 2.8 stars. See all customer reviews. Yeah, no 1-star reviews for me either. Oh, I got a 2-star review. Staggering bloat in this book, the sheer pointlessness of some of the subplots. Doesn't seem great. Let's see what the 5-star reviews say. Oh, weird. No, what? No, what? I can't see the 5 stars. Maybe Amazon just sucks.
Who even knows? Well, that is mildly suspicious right there. Just a tiny bit. Tiny
no
little
one has
bit.
actually written a review for 5 or 1 star. It's gone up to 40% negative on mine now. Maybe no one has actually written a review.
Perhaps.
But yeah, I mean, having half your audience be like, no, it's shit, bro. Not great.
Not great. Marek Zelinsky, if the left did not bring politics into Warhammer, or there would not be any, and all would be happy just to play the game as it was. Correct? They are the ones bringing the politics into it. We know. We know the names of the people bringing it in. This is not a mystery. Nobody's confused about this. Let me do a couple more of these as well. So also just the focusing on like how things are getting worse. I like this. Art's not only right, he didn't go far enough. The hobby is comprised of 3 pillars: lore, painting, and game. Art focused on lore, but all 3 have been compromised by leftist infiltration in GW. The painting side is quite obvious. All models are downstream from the lore, and if the lore has its edges sand down, it becomes sanitized and bland. The models inevitably follow, with the primaries being the poster boys for the phenomena. Yes.
Yeah.
The primaries Marines are, in so many ways, the perfect example of everything that is wrong with current day 40k. It has none of the charm. It has none of the knights in space feels. It has none of the aesthetics. It's all rounded edges and tactical nonsense now.
Yep.
And a lot of them were just designed by a 12-year-old. Honestly, genuinely. The fucking like these guys. What?
Yeah.
Like he's wearing skis and little dumbass flaps on his boots as he carries a gun 3 times the size of his body. Like, okay.
Yeah, it looks like shit.
It's just dumb. It's a stupid looking model, and there's no way around it.
Yeah. Yep.
There's no way around it. Like even the cool mod. Like I do like the little infiltrator guys because they're supposed to be like sneaky guys. Like, oh, first and foremost, that's not really what the Space Marines do. That's the job for the scouts. So that's weird.
Yeah.
I have lost.
I'm gonna go sneaking in my power armor. Oh, fuck off.
They've mounted so much shit on him. He has a knife on his belt. He carries 2 knives on his greave, and they're just regular knives too. Like, the regular knives annoy me, because the reason why the scouts use the knives, and bear in mind those knives were the size of swords in the hands of regular human beings, is because they don't really get given anything better. Like the reason why the Space Marines use chainswords is because the shit that Space Marines get sent at usually don't really care that much about a knife. Like you're specialist infiltrator with this thing. Like, what if you run across an orc? What, are you gonna slit his throat? Think that'll stop the fucking orc? Stab in the back?
Well, I mean, you're a scout, right? So, like, your job is not frontline fighting, theoretically. And, like a knife is not just for fighting. A knife has lots of practical applications that a scout might actually need a knife for.
That's true, but at that point, I feel like you should be carrying tools.
Yeah, but a knife is a perfectly fine thing. Like most soldiers carry combat knives, not because they're going to use them, but because they're for killing, but because they're actually useful for things.
That's also why most soldiers carry tools now, spades and stuff. I just don't like them. Primaris. But I would argue the damning to the game side to be just as prevalent. The constant hype train with every new codex and the rise of the table slot battle report channel shifted the focus away from the epic narrative battles into a balanced competitive game. 10th edition is an utter disgrace.
This is another problem with 40k, is the tournament scene dominates the way the game is actually constructed to such a ridiculous degree. Like, I can't imagine that most people play in tournaments.
Yeah, which is what he goes on to say. 10th edition, just case, a jumbled mess of tasteless lawyer speak made almost exclusively by and for tournament players. And it is the best-selling edition of the game, chiefly because of the tacit or active approval of content creators. Yes. And also just because, you gotta remember as well, 40k is currently in its popular phase. Every edition will be the best-selling edition now for the next, 5 years.
Yeah.
But no, 40k's focus on balance. It's balance is a nice ideal, but if you wanted everything to be perfectly balanced, there's a very simple way to do it. Everybody play Space Marines.
Like Horus Heresy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right. And again, balance is more of an issue for the tournament players, the players who are taking this very, very seriously. Okay, fine, I guess, but again, this is the sort of thing that most people, I imagine, don't ever engage with at all.
Especially as most tournament lists are also designed not for balance, they're designed to be cancer. That's the thing. Like, when people design something for a tournament, they design something like, oh, I'm just going to take 7 tanks, and that's it. If you brought a balanced army, good luck.
Yeah. I mean, I personally preferred it when army lists had lots of restrictions on them. You can have, 2 elites or 3 elites or whatever it is. You have to have a commander and 2 regular troops. And then you can have 2 or 3, if that, from each other category of troop. Yeah, you could have a balanced army.
Yes, I massively prefer that, because you cannot balance around tournament players, because tournament play, by definition, is not about balance. When somebody makes a tournament army, this is the army they want to make, okay?
Yeah.
Just nothing but fucking armor. The most overpowered math hammery shit they can make. That is what the tournament player is going to create. If you'd let him just bring 4 Imperial Knights, he'd just bring 4 Imperial Knights.
And this is why in Magic the Gathering, sealed deck is way better and more fun when you're in a tournament than playing constructed. Because constructed is like, okay,
ignorant slut.
There's an iterative process of online autists who work out the very best deck in the current meta, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you get 3 different decks basically that you'll play in any tournament. It's really boring. But if you sit there and you're like, right, okay, here's 6 packs, you're going to make a deck out of it. Well, fuck me, man. Now you have to be creative. Now you actually have to do something interesting. The restrictions are what makes the thing fun.
Yes. And there's also just the simple fact that in some cases, a bit of asymmetry is good and required, and asymmetry will never be balanced. It's just the reality of the thing. I don't like balancing around tournaments. Like, if anything, if you really want to, you could even potentially make separate tournament rules, but...
No, ironically, that might be the case, right? Because, I don't hate it. I understand that, in a tournament, things have got to be balanced, obviously. But then all you need to do is just have a point scheme for tournaments. If this is something that is, if you're not happy with or whatever, it's just changing points.
Yes. And alternatively, making special restrictions. Right, there was an interesting little parallel to this. Are you aware of the term twink in reference to MMOs, not effete men?
Not in reference to MMOs, no.
Right, so the idea of a twink is that in a World of Warcraft, you take a character and you lock them at level 19 by turning off experience, and then you gear them out to high heaven, so they have stats 3-4 times as high as any normal player in that level. And this was a very popular thing to do in World of Warcraft for a very long time, because it allowed you to just absolutely fucking destroy everybody else, and it became super easy mode. The regular people complained about this because it was ruining the game for them, obviously. They were now fighting people that would never level up. They would always stay level 19 in that battle group, never fight anybody higher level, and they'd have stats that would just make them fucking raid bosses against normal people. And so the normal people hated it. They couldn't play. They couldn't enjoy the game. Because how fun is it to run into someone who just has 5 times your fucking stats? And Blizzard then did something interesting, where they said, okay, if you want to freeze your XP, we're going to make a separate queue just for you. So the twinks could only fight other twinks. And overnight, the twinking community in World of Warcraft disappeared, because none of these people actually wanted to play a level playing field. The entire point was they wanted to make abusive shit to ruin other people's fun.
Yeah. And there are always people who do this. Like in the Isle at the moment, they've only just got past this problem of hackers. It's like hacking in a game where you role play as a dinosaur. Okay, bro. Like, you know, they for some reason they were able to fucking hack it or whatever, blah blah blah. But they just sort of started fixing that. And it's like, so the only thing you're doing is going around and stealing like X amount of hours of growth progress off of people. That's all you're doing. You know, you don't want to like you can go to a server where you're just instantly made full grown and then go fight, right? There are loads of servers that do that, but they don't do that because that's not what they're trying to do. What they're trying to do is ruin other people's fun.
Yes. And that, I believe, is genuinely the majority of the, like, pure lawyer speak tournament army guys, because there's going to be a percentage of people who genuinely enjoy the experience of just making the most overpowered army and fighting the most overpowered armies. Those people do exist.
And that's fine.
Yeah, that's entirely fine. And tournaments are made for you specifically, but everybody else are just like, oh, that's a cool model. I want that one. I could make a themed army. Let me do that.
I love making themed armies.
Yeah, that's the only way I build armies at all. Like, okay, what if I made an orc army that did nothing but shooting? Let's see if that works. Yeah. Or what if I made an army that does only melee? Let's see if that works.
Well, you know, one thing I've always wanted to do, and if I ever get a 3D printer, I'll probably do it. But the thing is, in 9th edition, you weren't allowed to do this, although I believe they've changed it in 10th edition. I'd like to make a Chaos Cultist army, where it's just only Chaos Cultists. In 9th edition, you weren't able to do that. You can only have as many cultists as you had Space Marine squads.
Citizenship.
I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, man. You know, how gay is that? But I don't think that's in 10th. But the thing is, I just don't feel compelled to play 10th.
Yeah. Okay. I do think what's being done for the law side must be done for the gaming side as well. We must break out GW's shackles and organize on our own. There must be a new edition of 40k written by the fans. I mean, it would just get copyrighted.
Yeah, but if you just release it for free, it's just a PDF you can download.
It might still get copyrighted.
Yeah, but like, I mean, what if it's just a PDF they just put around?
So there was an interesting little thing with this, right? So there was a person who made a meme chapter designed specifically just to mock 40k, which was the Made Marines. Oh, yeah. Made by an avowed leftist who did this again.
Like, they want female Space Marines.
Yeah, like he stated specifically, this is just done to take the piss out of 40k and take the piss out of the chuds. But because it was political, it got popular within political circles. And so they released a codex of this. And they sold it for money. And GW did nothing.
Oh, really? That's interesting. They sue the shit out of people normally.
Yes, everybody else. Now they are making models. And yet again, GW will go after everyone else. They'll go after cup holders that are 40k themed. Yet this, nothing. Again, anyone who is somehow unaware of the political aspect of this is either absolutely, genuinely, patently retarded, or simply just willfully obtuse.
I think they're just being willfully obtuse.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of doubt about it.
Honestly, I genuinely just, you know, we're done having the debates of whether this is happening or not, bro. No, obviously it is. Shut up.
And like I said, this is an interesting point of critique too. I feel like you could have named a few more names and gone specific for the throat with more of them. Elor, Kilios, Remembrance, and Mage Skill, you were nicely saying they aren't helping the community, but weren't specific. Wokeness, toxic positivity, and griefing. So, I've seen a lot of people say this, that I should have gone after them more specifically. And the thing is, one, I don't feel like like watching hours of their content for the specifics. I just don't want to.
Service guarantees citizenship.
And the thing is, I already know the generalized condemnations. I don't need a specific point. Everyone knows Valorant is just toxic positivity out the arse. Everyone knows
Service
Kirioth is the
guarantees
same and
Well, hang on,
avowedly political.
wasn't Valrak starting to crack even? I'm sure
I
I've seen some
think-
clips of him where he's starting to crack, and it's just, okay, this isn't good.
Yeah, but like that's just like, okay, you've dug a hole for yourself. Get fucked in it now. It's like, oh, you're the reason GW doesn't care. You will suck their cock no matter what they do until you reach a
Ignorant
breaking
slut.
point. I'm like, I don't have any sympathy for you when you reach that breaking point. This is your fault.
Well, yeah, obviously.
This is your hole.
Not wrong.
And because the generalistic condemnation I made can be applied to all of them. Valrak, Kirioth, Emerson, Magekill, they all claim to love the hubby, yet all of them will also say, it's getting worse, it's getting worse, it's getting worse. They will complain, never do anything about it, never recognize why it's getting worse. That is quite a strident condemnation of all of them, I hope and think. And this one too. Good read. I don't agree with Arch when he says content creators are to blame. As I said to him, they only react to the things GW does. As it stands, it's on GW. They need to take a step back and assess what made 40k good to begin with. Long-term success instead of short-term gains. And that is true, but the only ones who can do that are the content
Service
creators.
guarantees
Yeah, it's
citizenship.
the community.
Yes.
Why?
They're the only ones. Like, GW...
the community has to be like, look,
Yeah, GW aren't going to do this. Like, GWT needs to take a step back. Why would they?
they're busy bastardizing the thing you like for profit. They're not going to step back. What would be the incentive?
Yes. Like, you've got to understand, GW doesn't care about 40k. They are right now trying to get bought by Amazon. Everybody right now who works at Warhammer 40,000 is just angling for $1 billion buyout so they can leave. That is it.
You know what? At this point, would it be worse if it was owned by Amazon?
It might not be worse, but it sure as fuck ain't gonna get better.
I didn't say it was going to get better. I'm under no illusions that it'd get better under Amazon. But would it be worse?
It probably wouldn't be worse. But yeah, like, the only way this changes is if it's the content creators. They are the ones around whom the community revolves. They are the only ones who can organize any backlash. And I know that works because I've organized 2 campaigns against GW myself, both of whom have had results. Again, without any support from anyone else.
I mean, there's no point even. What would a campaign from the fans and the creators have an effect on the company? Well, yeah, obviously.
Yes.
I mean,
But
look at the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, for fuck's sake.
Yes. Like, listen, we're right now in an era in YouTube where the content creators are the biggest source of news that people listen to. Of course, they would be effective. And at that point, then, you simply got to ask yourself, okay, do the content creators have a responsibility to the thing they claim to love? And I say, yes. If they claim to love 40k, well, prove it, I guess.
Queen K says, no, fuck them chuds.
Yeah. So I absolutely do believe that the content creators are to blame, because you kind of just got to view the company as just this torrential force of nature, just a pure ball of shit that will always endeavor to rub its shit over as much of you as possible. That's its only intent.
I mean, if we're looking at, I don't know, Games Workshop, why wouldn't we just judge them by the past actions of Games Workshop?
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously that's the case. It's GW.
Yeah, it's up to us to hold the reins.
It's never not been like that with GW.
I agree with this. It's the bigger content creator's fault. It's like how the big streamers on Twitch bitch about Twitch, yet none of them are willing to do anything to change the platform. It's the same with 40k. Big channels bitch, but never does anything to fix the problem. Time to lead change. And that too, from Zeal Zahala. Hi. There you go. There too. Is an excellent
What's your
point.
relationship to this person, by the way?
Nothing. I just saw their comments.
Just, but that's the point I'm trying to make there, right? Is that this isn't like one of your buddies.
No.
You know, this is just some rando who is like, okay, well, I'll give Arch a go since everyone's just saying, oh, bad man Arch, you know. And, oh, yeah, no, he has got a point here. And things are getting worse. And yet we do nothing.
Yes. And Twitch is an excellent example of what's going to happen here, right? Everybody complains about Twitch. Twitch is getting worse. Everyone knows Twitch is getting worse. Nobody does anything to make Twitch better. And then a competitor comes along. Kick comes along. Suddenly, Twitch is doing worse and worse. People are abandoning Twitch for the alternative. This is it's what happened to Disney. It's what's going to happen to 40k. Again, this is not a mystery. We know the trajectory. And in the case of Twitch, I don't care. I fucking hate Twitch. If Twitch wants to kill itself, good. But I like 40k. I don't want 40k to kill itself.
And you say, like, this isn't a mystery, like, at all, right? This is not in any way a mystery. This is the cycle of capitalism.
Yes.
Like, a great example is, think of the early days of the internet. How many of those companies are still around in any substantive form? Who still fucking uses AOL? You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like, they're not the big players anymore.
Yeah, they're not. All right, that was the one. They create content to get views or because they just like the material they cover, pointing a finger at them, and shifting the blame from GW and the leadership, who actually make decisions that are motivated by money and growth. And again, like that kind of... like
things in the world. If they perceive everyone in their community saying this is shit and needs to change, then they'll do that to get kudos, to get sales.
Yes, because that's the thing. The people who make the decisions are motivated by money and growth. Exactly. Which is, again, why we need to find the effective stick. Which is why the Tom Mendelsohn situation, ignored by everyone else, was the perfect opportunity to get leverage against GW, to kick out one of the people we know made the company worse. And we could have brought this up forevermore. Hey, GW, remember that time we made you national news? We can do that again, so fix your stupid ass pricing. Fix your law, fix your creation process. It was the stick, but we threw it away because it was the wrong politics. And Omnia again points out the reason why. If they are supported by a GW contract, then you don't bite the hand that feeds, least you wish to starve. Yes. Culture war topics are polarizing and cause unwanted tension. I do hear some of the complaints about the state of the game, though. And, that is,
Arch
of course...
is right, but we can't because it's a culture war topic.
Yeah. And again, this is the point I called out in my video as well. Right, listen, I get it. This will make you less popular, potentially. You will alienate parts of your audience. But again, if you claim to love 40k, well, you're going to have to do it then. Simple as.
One would think.
It genuinely is not about personal gain. It is about trying to do something positive for the thing you claim to like. And if you don't do that, well, I'm going to call you out on it. You aren't actually a fan of this thing. You don't actually love it. And you're simply doing it for yourself, your own self-aggrandizement and money. Like, okay.
Yeah, to earn the chuds.
And, of course, there's also an example of the malicious. Don't forget, how some of them have been acting malicious, some with memes that distort lore and call it fact, some that constantly push for femmarines, and some that stated that there is no canon. Now, that is the more, like, direct example of it, like, Bricky. Bricky is a cancer upon the 40k community because he's just a normie that does normie things in 40k.
I'm actually not familiar with this guy.
He is the kind of guy who, the moment 40k becomes unpopular, will ditch it and run for the hill. He is exactly the audience that GW is currently courting.
Good thinking, GW.
And then, of course, there's the Templin Institute's famous video, The Death of Canon.
Yeah.
Now,
These are the people who want to destroy 40k.
Yeah, actively, who don't think that 40k is a thing at all. They don't recognize it as an entity.
Well, I made a video specifically called The Importance of Lore and Canon, or The Purpose of Lore and Canon. Not in response to this video necessarily, but to hammer the point on our side. Let me find it for you. Yeah, because it was expressly that this argument is wrong. Right, there is no product if there is no universe if there is no canon, and that's it. Yeah, it's the end of it.
Yeah. It is self-evident. If you don't have anything behind it, then yeah, no, it doesn't exist. You might as well be playing with anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason why I didn't go after the Templin Institute particularly, because this was, and most of them have made videos like this, by the way. Luton has made videos like this. The majority of them have at some point attempted to defend GW by stating that the lore is ever-changing, doesn't matter, la la la. The only reason I decided to not bring this up is because apparently Templin Institute is currently like struggling with a serious disease. That's why he's not making videos anymore. So I'm like, okay, fine. That I'm not going to kick the sick man, you know.
Yeah, I don't know about his personal life, obviously.
And of course, I watched the video in full. While I can appreciate this level of care for Warhammer, I don't think shouting louder is how you get the ostriches to take their heads out of the sand. And no, this isn't about the ostriches, about the content creators, because they can't come to the table on this. I'm demanding they do something to make Warhammer 40k better. And they go, yeah, but that'll endanger my income. It'll endanger my popularity. It'll endanger my privileged position with the company. And my only argument for why they should do it is because they love 40k. And if they did love 40k, they'd be doing it already. So I don't have an argument there. Which is, again, why I'm shouting, not at the ostriches, but at the audience. They're the ones I'm trying to convince with this. Again, simply by stating, you probably should and can expect better from people. That's simple.
Mm-hmm.
And L says, you overestimate the quality of the 40k audience. Remind that they too are aware of what GW is doing, and unlike the content creators, at least they are paying GW to keep this up. Maybe. Like, at the end of the day, I am not at all certain that what I'm doing here is going to have any chance of succeeding. I don't know. But, I mean, how do you know before you try, right? Well, when you got into talking about the culture war stuff, Sargon, and when I got into it, neither of us had any expectations that we'd be able to do anything. But, you got to try.
Yeah, I mean, why would you think you can't do anything? Like, who's taught you that you can't?
I have lost shit.
Yeah.
Like, what reason do we have to think that we can't do anything? Like, this is a weird self-sabotage because, like, I think we've accomplished a lot, frankly. Like, we've memed into existence the whole sort of resistance to woke. Like, we were the outriders in all of this, and it has worked. So why do we think we can't do the same here? All it takes is pressure. Keep putting on fucking pressure.
Yeah. you've got to try. You have to make the effort. Maybe it doesn't work out. Maybe the audience is too far gone. Entirely possible, but we won't know unless we try. And frankly, we've overcome worse odds.
Yeah, but we've already shown that you change the culture, you change the way things work.
Yep.
You know, like we've already shown that this is the case. You know, our careers are testament to this. So of course this can work. What is the doomerism about?
Yeah. Leave the multi-billion-dollar company alone, you Nazi. I do like this one. And I love the usage of the new Games Workshop logo, because I think everyone has kind of latched onto this as just the perfect example of how fucking far GW has fallen. That pathetic black and white fucking plain logo.
It's like, why did they do this? Like, one of the great things about Games Workshop was the over-the-topness of it. Like, you know, here's this, like, genuinely, like, 80s power metal fucking logo. It's like, yeah, okay, great. You know,
Yes.
what am I getting here? I'm not getting anything subtle, right? You're not getting anything subtle here. This is fucking epic shit you're getting into. So, oh, great.
Are you ready
I'm
to
up for a
wrap
bit of
this yellow
epic
mare's
shit.
fluttery
You
buttery
know,
butt?
like, just we were talking the other day about the original covers on, like, you know, first and second edition box art, and how it just went so fucking hard compared to the bullshit they put out now. And it's like, yep, there's literally nothing stopping them from going back to that.
Yep. Oh, and did we get raided? I'm sorry, chat. The new raid icon is like a tiny tab that opens up on my other monitor. I didn't even see. Was that Camelcast? Camelcast? Thank you very much, sir. Stupid fucking interface. But thank you, and welcome, everyone. And again, like, I don't expect any comments to be made here, because, again, no, my argument is pretty fucking ironclad. 40k is getting worse. Okay. I am open to rebuttals. Please.
Well, no one contests it. It's just you're a Nazi, Arch.
Yes. There's nobody out there who's going to unironically take up the position that, no, Warhammer 40,000 has actually improved. It's gotten way better.
Yeah, nobody thinks this.
Nobody thinks this.
Like, ironically, GW being insanely lazy has saved a bunch of the miniatures from being shit.
Yeah. And the ones responsible for allowing all of this are indeed the content creators, the people that guide and speak to the community, not doing anything.
Who else could it be? Like, what are the other options? Who else could you point the finger at? You know, like the community, the content creators represent the community because the community subscribes to them and listens to them and watches them. It's like, yeah, you become the voice, you become the representatives, whether you like it or not. So it's like, who else could you blame for the current state of affairs being allowed, if not the content creators?
You ignorant slut.
And again, it's not like they're powerless. As we have demonstrated, content creators have power. You can change culture if you try.
Again, we are literally called influencers for a reason, and they literally buy adverts with influencers for a reason. Because they know if you recommend something, people will buy it. And if you disincentivize them, they'll stop buying it. They know this already.
Yep. And I think the content creators are a symptom, not the cause. Once upon a time, yes, but I now call it the direct cause. Because once upon a time, the content creators didn't have the influence they do today. But today, they really do. They do have that influence. I got straight into this. My only disagreement is that the community comments are moral cowards. They're motivated by money. They have no other career path, but Warhammer commenting and rocking the boat rocks their paycheck. Well, I mean, that's kind of what I mean with moral cowardice. Like, because, again, I keep harping on this point.
Even then, like, okay, I want to be a Warhammer content creator because I have no other discernible skills. Okay, great. Warhammer's becoming fake and gay and people are starting to leave. And
Yes.
in 5 years' time, people
Service
won't play
guarantees
Warhammer, they'll play
citizenship.
Conflict 47 or whatever it is, right? It's like, so what was the point in keeping your mouth shut? Like,
Yes.
this is not something that lasts forever.
Like, this is a gravy train. You yourself will end. Like, even adopting the position of just for money, okay. But if the product is getting shit, you know it's getting shit. You can see it getting shit.
Train comes to an end, what then?
I mean, just jump boat like the rat you are, I guess, and clutch onto something else.
I guess, but then, you know, okay, we've established that you actually are not into 40k, so why are you here?
And stand out realistically, though, the community content creators fear retaliation from the corpo going lawfare on them. And this is also one of the main motivating factors in 40k, because, yes, it's Games Workshop. They can, they might, and they will fucking sue you.
Well, I mean, they can sue you for some things, but other things they actually can't sue you for. Like, the law is not just a tool to help Games Workshop fuck their creators, even though it may seem that way at times. For example, if you're producing commentary or criticism, there's nothing they can do about it.
Yep. Though even then, like, the sheer threat of it, I understand if people are afraid of that.
I
get
understand,
it.
but you got to stand up at some point.
Yeah, like, that remains the simple point. And that is, again, why I didn't address the community content creators, because I don't think any one of them has the moral caliber and character required to stand up. But you,
Probably
as
true,
the
yeah.
audience, you are in a position to demand that moral character. And I think you should.
I mean, who was the guy the other day? We talked about this, where I was like, there is no way this guy would have lost that lawsuit. But the Emperor's text-to-speech device, right? There is no way he would have lost that lawsuit. That is so obviously parody and satire. Like, you couldn't argue the other way. And so if he
Service
just went, no,
guarantees
fuck you, Games
citizenship.
Workshop, we'll go to court. I guarantee the court would have sided with him. Guarantee it.
Yeah. No, he would. But again, like, that also then just went to prove that, okay, he didn't actually care that much about 40k. It was a paycheck to him. And okay, like, I can respect just getting a paycheck. I get it.
Fair. But like for that, it was like that was the perfect one. Because what's he done? He's taken a bunch of, like, 2D cutouts and bobbed them up and down, screaming at each other in a series of long running jokes. Like, it's literally satire. Literally. He couldn't have lost it.
So let's do. Begin wrapping up some of the super chats too, as we've gone through most of the things I wanted to look at specifically there on the tweet side of things. Dragon Metal for 500 warp tokens. When you art and Sargon make your setting in fantasy and sci-fi, will you do an RP in those settings as promotional material? A roleplay. We have talked about potentially doing a tournament or something like that.
Yeah, I'd really like to do a tournament.
Yeah.
For mine.
We'd like to do something public for fans to come along and, like, do it and watch it. And we're obviously going to make content surrounding it because, well, duh.
Yeah. We're very happy with how things are coming, by the way, if anyone was wondering. And it's coming along very well. So, yeah, hopefully not too long.
Yep. Slowly but surely, there's too much work involved in all of this. I wish we were at the point where we could just tell the AI to make it and then we'd be done in 30 seconds. That'd be wonderful. Carl Guy, the goldfish attention span of new players is a risk to all products. Demanding more new stuff to stave off boredom is something they barely like. Well, yes, it is, of course, the ever-present normalization of things.
I have lost.
May your hobbies go mainstream is is a curse for a reason.
I just can't understand why anyone ever feels the need to change anything. It's like, oh wow, millions of people are suddenly discovering this thing and they like it. Then don't change anything. What would you do? Why are you doing anything?
Yeah. Like everyone complaining about the stagnation of 40k when it was nice and stable and everyone knew what was happening. I argued back then that it sure would be lovely if the 40k timeline could move forward, but do you trust GW to do it? Everyone said no, and yeah. Be careful what you wish for, basically.
It really is. Yeah,
You
really is.
ignorant slut.
Basically, you should just ignore the wider audience, right? Just ignore them. Like, if they join, then great. If they don't, then don't worry about it. Focus on the people you're actually serving.
Alex Robertson, hey Sargon, I'm a 1-for-1 paladin on Lotus Eater's comments. First jumped on your train from the free and fair election stream. Check out who Irving Crystal is. Throws the entire Republican Party under
Are you ready
suspicion.
to wreck this yellow mare's fluttery buttery butt?
Irving Crystal, I have no idea.
Godfather of neoconservatism. Oh dear.
Oh yeah, it was dubbed the Godfather. Neoconservatism. I don't know if I like the term.
Well, neocons.
Yeah, I don't know if I like it.
No, obviously. Well, thank you for that.
How did he extremist Sargon? When are you doing another stream of Total War? Those are my favorite to paint to.
Yeah, I mean, I love Total War, obviously, so maybe.
Maybe
Whenever
they
I get
release
free.
a Total War game worth playing too.
Well, yeah. I'm still playing Rome 2, man.
Rasmus 0211, here's 20, you blonderboo. Also, hello, Sargon. Paid and Barlow, both you guys, how would you push more of these creators 40k to speak out on issues such as Valorant, Mage Killers, etc.? Oh, very easy. Here's the thing. The easiest way to get them to do certain things is the exact same way that we make GW do certain things. Make it popular for them to do it and make it unpopular for them not to do it.
Yeah. That's literally what it boils down to.
Yeah, that is what it boils down to. Okay. I want people to send the message and go okay, why didn't you comment on a guy who made fun of the death of a conservative who worked for GW? Why did you feel that was not relevant to comment on? And all of their excuses will be, oh, because it's political. Oh, it's because I don't want to do that. Okay, but are you fine with that? Do you approve of it?
Mm.
It is the only way. Make it popular to talk about it. Make it unpopular not to. Marksman, Medic Kingsmas. I love Space King. Space King forever. Best ending so far. Love the OG Clone Wars reference. They did. They did do a nice little Clone War reference there. Skull Throne 882. Look up the Songs of Six. Some sort of grand strategy city builder like the stream chat. Or no more Lumi feed cleaning for you. Yes, like the stream. And Songs of Six is amazing. I am planning to play that because it's really, really cool.
I've not heard of it.
It's a really cool city builder that basically simulates the lives of every single citizen in your city of thousands of people, including their racism statistics.
Oh, really?
Yes. Certain races don't like certain other races, and so you can literally have hate crimes start popping
I
up in
wasn't
your
that
city.
interested in the racism about it. I like the idea of the simulating each life, though.
And not only that, but you can recruit armies from your cities, which each soldier being a person in your city, and then fight massive real-time battle with thousands of dudes.
Oh, really?
Yep. And again, with each individual guy being simulated.
Oh wow! Yeah, look at that.
And the various races like different things, like the orc guys, they want all of their houses to be nice and organic, nice and round, and made out of wood, preferably. And they hate dwarves. The dwarves want all of their houses to be square, made out of stone, and they hate orcs. So you can make mixed societies, but if you do mix them together, they don't get along all that well, necessarily. But you are also encouraged to make mixed societies because the orcs are great at growing things, whilst the dwarves obviously are fantastic miners. It is a super cool game that I highly recommend everybody check out.
Yeah, I'm going to check that out. That is cool.
Marco, Carl, a penny for Furious's thoughts on Total War and history gaming generally, given he's one of our best history streamers and was part of the Chivalry Total War mod teams. You three should shoot the shit sometimes.
Sorry, who's that?
Furious? Furious.
Furious.
I do not know about him, unfortunately. There are many YouTubers out there. I know three of them. Vikings, have you read the Redeemer comic? I have. The Redeemer comics are amazing. Back when GW was making their own comics. That was very good stuff. Blood Quest. Blood Quest was probably the best one. I like Blood Quest a lot.
Shit.
I never read any of them.
Charles the Beagle, how long till GW reveal what happened to the Lost Primarchs? Probably when they need to do female Space Marines, I guess. Reveal that one of them was a whammon all along. Adam Attackerman, evening Arch, evening Sargon, and evening chat. Hello, and good evening to you too. Empty Veins, have either of you heard of a book series called Forgotten Ruin? It is about a ranger company being transported to a grim, dark fantasy land. Fun read. I have not, no.
No.
High Explosive Idiot, the literal only reason I still spend money on Warhammer is because they don't have any good competition. So if you two stooges could get on that would be great. And grand. Slowly but surely. Slowly but surely.
We're doing our best. But I'm quite confident that when we do get to the point where we need to be, you will be pleased with what we've done.
Yes, hopefully. We are putting in the effort, and we're taking our time and developing it with care, and we think it's good. Dragonjo, did you guys ever look at Mini Wargaming's tabletop game? Thry got tired of bad rules and armies getting forgotten, and their models are really cool. Mini Wargaming's tabletop game. I don't think so. The name rings a bell, but beyond that. Roy King, I can't wait for female orcs, the final boss.
Yeah.
Don't worry, orcs aren't popular enough, so.
Yeah, they don't care about the orcs just because you don't care about the orcs. But the thing is, when it gets to the point where the orcs are the only thing left, then they'll care.
Yeah.
When all the lads are buying orcs, then they'll care.
Service guarantees citizenship.
Marine Alva, in Warhammer 40,000, the orcs are called boys. In Age of the Star Child, the orcs are called Judds. I mean, at least there's some representation in there, I guess. Harbringer on Streamlabs, never thought I would be fighting alongside a loyalist. Het Demon Axe. But what about side by side with a friend? God, you know what's fucking depressing? It's the fact that the Lord of the Rings trilogy is going to be the last good trilogy ever produced. Like, that was the end.
Trying to think of something that might not have been shit.
There isn't. Like, the Lord of the Lord of the Rings was the peak. That was, and we didn't know it. We didn't understand as we watched it that was the height. That was the pinnacle, and everything else has just been a slow tumble downhill.
It's just generally assumed that things would just get better, like genuinely.
Yeah. That was the assumption we made in our childhoods, and, well,
Not even our childhoods, just in our younger days, like when we were in our 20s.
I consider 20-year-olds to be children at this point. I will continue to expand the definition as I myself grow older. And we will never see the like. If we get very lucky, Amazon will, or worse still, Netflix, because they're buying more WB now. Netflix will remaster The Lord of the Rings, but with a more diverse cast. Finally,
slut.
we will fix the errors that Peter Jackson made with The Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Don't worry, chat. 5-6 years' time, we're going to have a better The Lord of the Rings, a better fellowship with representation. Humble Kriegsman, never forget we will fight for our hobby. We are in these trenches together. The Emperor protects.
It's literally what I do with, like, for my day job. It's literally what everyone else does to relax.
Yep. Avikins, the Custodes who cried in their opening scene. Dawn of War 3. Ilalatoria, what do you guys think of the new Necrosar Mentor model? Best looking 40k model, I reckon.
Which one is that?
Necrosar Mentor. I believe that's a Necron, like giant construct thingy. Let's see. Yeah, there we go.
I haven't seen it.
It has a large tactical rock. Actually, tactical ruins in this case.
It's okay.
Not bad.
Nothing wrong with it, but it's not shockingly original.
Yeah, I don't know if it blows me away.
Yeah, well, that's the point, right? Like, this is just a cross
You
between the
ignorant
fucking
slut.
scythe-wielding ones and a Canoptech thing. My son's the one who plays Necrons, but he's got 2 units that this looks like a mashup of. And don't get me wrong, it's fine. It's fine.
Service
It's just-
guarantees citizenship.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's a Necron unit. I recognize it as a Necron unit. That's fine.
Chimera Q. How much of this is from GW being a British IP? Well, at least it's better than it being an American. If it was American, we'd already have female custodies. Or, well, if it was female space marines. So at least it's been slowed down a little bit. But that also means it'll take longer for us to fix it, so...
Yeah.
Marco, don't you lads know? A pure artillery and shovel build is how the soldiers of the Russian Federation are defending Ukraine and NATO. Largely, yes, and drones. So, John, Studio Gainax have closed up shop due to bankruptcy. Homestuck author was also found shot. Really? Ah, I've not heard about this. Studio Gainax, huh? That's pretty... I mean, to be fair, they didn't really... so, Sargon is not very interested in anime, but they were a big legendary anime studio that made a lot of big-name titles. Evangelion was probably their most famous one. Like, they defined the anime genre there for quite a few years, but they hadn't really made anything particularly stand out in the last few years, so... I guess I'm not surprised that they shut their doors.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this.
191 Redbird for $20. Thank you very much, sir. Did you see the situation at the streamer award with the burnt peanut? Suddenly, the left is twisting itself into pretzels, trying to suddenly justify gatekeeping. Oh, they've always justified gatekeeping. The left was the one that began doing gatekeeping. They've always loved gatekeeping. They just don't want us to do it. Because they know it's effective. They know that curating fandoms, keeping the people you like in, keeping the people you don't like out, is very, very effective. Which is, again, why they don't like us doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I did like this whole streamer awards was just a massive fucking shit show. Just a bunch of rich people congratulating themselves on having gamed the system enough, whilst making jokes about how incredibly immoral they are. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, John, you should check out DSS2 War Industry, a city builder with massive army RTS combat, simple graphics, everything is ridiculously large, puts Total War to shame, automate what you want to create units. I will check it out.
What's it called, sorry?
DSS2 War Industry. That's kind of neat.
It looks... Okay, alright.
You ignorant slut.
Alright.
Maybe, yes. I do like the look of it.
I'm up for the scale of it.
Maybe. But might check it out later. 191 Redbird, he doesn't consider himself a VTuber and openly despises the concept and community, but one they word as a troll. Suddenly it's not acceptable to dislike something while demanding to participate. Okay, so I've seen other people discuss that. I have literally no dog in this fight, but I do think that the VTuber community at large should probably be like, listen, you do nothing but take the piss out of us. You did this to actively mock us. I'm glad you won the fucking famous people award, but fuck you, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, well done for winning the Famous People Award. I like that. That's good.
Yeah.
Who cares? Who fucking cares? Like, you guys sit next to Hassan Piker. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Again, that just sounds like if I was a VTuber, I'd consider the man to be a giant douchebag. That's all I know. SA71, this was a long-term plan to infiltrate GW and gaming culture in general. Be a tabletop of our video game. These people are sabotaging to make sure we have no escape. They won't stop. They will not. Not Night Bean, make your edition of 40k. I mean, I know a lot of people still playing Horus Heresy 1 and 2 and not moving to Horus Heresy 3. It's almost all because GW lied about making changes in 3. Check out Mechanid for Horus Heresy 2.0. And Finofilios, Poorhammer is pro primaris. Dismiss, disavow. Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah. Easy. You like primaris? Yes. Okay, well, your opinions are invalid. Crocodile 90, as Racefist once said, the black pill is best taken as a suppository. Marine Elva, oh, Temple Institute is not making videos anymore. Oh, how terrible. Boot, you might not kick them while they're down, but hey, I would, so I do. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to stop anybody else from kicking. I'm just saying that. Okay, I sympathize. Fine. Yeah. Adam Acumen, 420. Thank you very much, sir. Literally, one of the most fun things for me to do is play with something that isn't meta. Adjust it to my own taste, and under those constraints, make it efficient as I can. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I feel like the vast majority of people just want to do that. They want to play for fun. And the moment you let the people who actively don't play for fun, but rather to ruin your fun in... Hey, listen, segregation got a bad rep, okay? I think it is entirely fine to segregate these people from everybody else.
I genuinely think just have essentially a specific set of rules that are the tournament rules is fine.
Yeah. Bill Wilson, if Warhammer Fantasy battles can come back, so can Firstborn. I mean, if it comes back. I've seen the new Warhammer Fantasy Battles, and it is not the Warhammer I remember.
Is it not?
No, too much magic and high fantasy shit in it. I'm not a fan.
I never played Warhammer Fantasy Battles, but I just assumed that was a major part of it.
No, not really. Warhammer Fantasy was quite low fantasy, low magic. Like, magic weapons, for example, was virtually non-existent. They were in the hands of absolute champions, heroes of their race. Now, every second unit seems to have a flaming fucking sword.
Right, okay.
Don't like it. It doesn't fit.
Yeah.
Masjid, Merry Kingmasmas. Make sure you've been saying your slurs every day.
What I love about Space King is that they just don't care, right? Like, they're like, no, we're for the chuds. We're completely for the chuds. And it's like, oh, finally. So I feel represented.
Yes. And they are making it an enormous success.
Yep.
And finally, Preston Johnson for another 20. Thank you very much, sir. I'm in the process of creating my own setting, parallel to 40k, but with a number of changes, including my own tabletop game system. Probably won't take off at all, but someone has to do it, honestly. Well, yes. The simple fact is that the majority of things created don't necessarily go anywhere. And there's no guarantee anything ever will go anywhere. But if you don't try, how will you know?
Mm-hmm.
Simple as that. Don't try, you won't know.
Are you ready to rut this yellow mare's fluttery buttery butt?
Oh. And a Mercenary X21. Oh, his Temple Institute is in the hospital. Oh dear. I hope it's not something like cancer. Excuse me, I need to take this 2x4 to his hospital room. Mean. I don't know the details either, but he made some Reddit post that he's like dealing with a lot of stuff and health issues. And like, okay, fine. I personally, at least, then will just go like, okay, yeah, no, he's a person who doesn't think the lore is real. That's retarded, but I'll leave it at that.
But he doesn't deserve cancer because of that.
No, obviously. Oh, and also, as we can end the video on a very happy note, a very promising note, YouTube announced that in the period of July to September 2025, they deleted 7,456,811 YouTube channels.
But what's weird is the channels they're deleting. Have you
Just
seen the
everyone?
complaints?
Guarantees citizenship.
No, but it's not though. Right? It's like, people who are doing like animations and stuff like that. It's like, what? Why would you delete these people? And basically, it looks like I've seen people speculating that it looks like YouTube is basically clearing the way for like AI slop to become a major part of the content model.
Well, but I think, okay, so they demonetized AI slop, so that was clearly a move against it. What I think is that they're making a move to begin clearing the way for more of the corporations to move in. Because not Netflix, YouTube has been trying to become television, basically, for years now, which is such a fucking... You literally outcompeted television, and now you are trying to become the thing you yourself destroyed.
Yeah. That is correct. That is the plan.
Heresies.
But there's been a lot of obvious ridiculous takes down. One that I retweeted just the other day was from Tom Connors, who does like entertainment stuff, right? And he got his channel suspended due to related content. So apparently he had some other old YouTube channel that he wasn't using and hadn't used for years, and suddenly his main channel was suspended because of that other channel.
But like, what is that other channel suspended or what? I mean, like, what's... And there are loads of these where it's just like channels I would have thought were fairly innocuous are getting whacked, and it's like, what the fuck is going on here, man?
Yeah. And there's a ton of these. Loads and loads of people have just had their channels slapped. So it's... If these were just like Indian bot accounts, then good, keep purging. But it's not. It's normal people being hit by Probably what it did is they automated their content AI system, right? So now the AI is just let loose on the world to flag and ban as it sees fit. And as ever, when you deploy AI tools like these, they ended up doing more than you thought they would. And now it's just running amok.
Yeah.
AI content moderation. Yay. You. God, I hope Kick becomes massive so I can just abandon everything and go to Kick.
People watch YouTube. It's just the thing that people watch.
Yeah. That is true. That is true. Anyways, chat. That has been Stamford Bridge for this week. We'll be back to the regular commentary nonsense next week, probably. Until then, thank you all very much for watching. Thank you for your generous donations, and thank you for hanging out with us today. And thank you, Sargon, for spending your Thursday with me again.
To do it.
And we will see you all again next week, chat. And tomorrow we'll be having a look at a Heroes of Might and Magic. Not remaster, but recreation that does kind of exactly what we've all been asking for. It's a new Heroes of Might and Magic game that simply seeks to recreate the glory and the magic of the original. Sounds pretty good to me. Olden Era.
Fucking love Heroes of Might and Magic.
Yep. And this game is, they're very, very explicit in that what they want to do is they want to create a new Heroes game with all of the flavor of the old, maintaining the old whilst updating just like graphics and stuff. Perfect.
Oh, God, yeah.
I'm looking forward to trying that out tomorrow, as that does sound really good.
It's got a demo. I'm checking it out. Is this by the... Like, how have they got the license to do this?
Hooded Horse, which is a fairly large publisher, and they've been doing fantastic work, honestly. They've just been picking up developers left, right, and center with cool ideas and giving them money to put their cool ideas into action. Yep. A big fan of Hooded Horse. Unfortunately, the Hooded Horse are, well, the best kind of woke, I guess, in that they are woke. I know they don't like me, but they don't put it in their games. They just release cool games. And it's like, okay.
Yeah,
fine.
don't care. Yeah.
So long as you make good video games, we can coexist.
Well, awesome. I'm going to check this out.
Definitely do. Until next time, chat.